Walking home from school with Allie, Phat Cat's senses told him something wasn't right. Near the house, he could hear Big Mama's crying. His heart stuttered with fright. The scent of her gumbo drifted down the block. Delicious. But it was too quiet. No humming or whistling while she cooked. His tummy was in a riot. At the back door, he stepped next to Allie, in his best protective stance. Uncertain of what was to come, he was ready for trouble. Let's dance. As the door opened into the kitchen, Allie stood there feeling numb. Mama was hugging Big Mama. Both were crying and overcome. She rushed to wrap her arms around their waists. Knowing hugs made everything better. They slowly parted and Big Mama wiped her face with a tissue from inside her sweater.
"What's wrong?"
Allie asked, fearful of what the answer could be.
Have a seat, Allie. I'll fix a plate and tell you about the big bad sea.
Allie was confused.
There are no bad letters. What's wrong with C? I think all the letters are cool, filled with amazing things from A to Z.
The older women wiped their eyes and smiled at Allie as she sat down.
Give us some examples, child. Let your positivity wipe away our frown.
Allie took a deep breath and replied,
Well, A is awesome. B is beautiful. C is yummy cabbage in many of your stews. D is dancing. E is excellent. And F is fun in everything we do. G is goodness. And H is for hugs, like the one we just had. I is inviting the beauty in. J brings lots of joy. K is the kite Dad helped me on Saturday to fly. L is for love. That's a big one in this family. I love you also. M is for music we dance to, kicking our legs to and fro. N is the nap I take on a hot summer afternoon. O is the oven that makes cookies to fill my belly like a balloon. P is for the pie I adore, with Q being for questions to which I always get an answer. R is the rain that makes the grass green and the trees sway like a dancer. S is the sunlight that greets me each and every morning. T is time I grow in the garden that doesn't need weeding. U is the umbrella that protects me in a rain downpour. V is the gorgeous violets growing around the front door. W is the wind that sometimes softly kisses my face. X marks the spot so I don't lose my treasure or my place. Y is the yams covered in molasses and cooked golden brown. Z is the zoo where all the wonderful animals live and roam around.
Her wholesome innocence warmed their sad hearts, but Mama's news for Allie was different to impart.
Your list is beautiful, dear. But sometimes life is complicated. You're old enough now to learn not everything can be celebrated. I never want to dissuade you from looking on the bright side, but right now, you have to understand how bad it is for me on the inside. A is the anxiety of learning that you have a disease. B is the body that suffers and brings you to your knees. C is feeling confusion, and D is for hiding in the dark. E is for energy spent worrying, as F feels fear leave its mark. G is growth of a tumor that might need an incision, while H is holding your breath while doctors make decisions. I is the illness that means J can jab its needle during tests. K is the knowledge that makes your heart squeeze in your chest. L is lying in bed with no energy and feeling sad. M is the mystery of why me and getting mad. N is feeling nervous about what tests are going to show. O is the outcome. and what we yet don't know. P is the peace that is now missing in my life. Q is my knees quaking as I tell you of this strife. R is my resistance to sharing this bad news. S is scary feelings that make me feel the blues. T is time lost away from you and all our family. U is feeling unwell while we wait and see. V is feeling vulnerable while W waits and waits some more. X is where they marked my tumors on scans I do abhor. Y is what I ask myself over and over daily. Z is the zone of negativity I find myself in lately.
Allie didn't know what to do or think. Just listening to her mama's troubles made her heart sink. Her eyes filled with tears as she listened to Mama's list. It was hard to hear these things, but there was something that she missed.
What is the big bad C that you mentioned before?
Phat Cat lay his head on her foot from his spot on the floor. The pause in Mama's response made Allie feel scared. Something in Mama's gaze made her afraid of the answer about to be bared.
C is the cancer they found in my uterus. It makes me feel super crummy. That's the part of me that helped create you as you grew in my tummy. The doctors need to take it out to help me get all better. They sent me all the information today in a letter. I will need to have a big surgery and many treatments to stop this disease. It's the best way forward, all the doctors say, and Big Mama agrees.
Allie hugged her mama super tight.
Mama, I know you are scared, but Phat Cat and I will be here every day to help you get prepared.
Allie was sad to see her mama and Big Mama so upset and hurt. She wondered how she could help, and then felt a paw on her skirt. Phat Cat nudged the plate of desserts toward Allie, and she got the hint. Her furry friend was super clever, and his eyes had a knowing glint.
Daddy always says that a positive outlook is the key to a happy life. So, let's make a new alphabet of truth to put cancer into strife. A is for apple pie that warms us after a yummy meal. B is for the body that can fight and fight until the cancer is healed. C is for caring doctors that will help make your illness obsolete. D is for this disease that you can and will defeat.
Phat Cat jumped down to the floor and went running through the house. He moved so fast you would think that he had seen a mouse. He was in search of something he wanted to bring to the table. He knew Allie had some letters to go, and that she was able.
E is for everything good happening in our lives that we should appreciate. F is the fantastic life we always try to live, too much fun to calculate. G is the grace to accept hard news when it comes a-tapping. H is the healing we believe in, and we know will happen. I is the illness leaving the body, as the doctors and nurses take care. J is the job of staying positive, even when times are hard to bear. K is for the kisses I'll give you to make your wounds all better. L is the laughter we share when we are all together. M is for the miracles we know we're blessed with. N is for nothing stopping us from beating this monolith. O is for owies that won't stick around for a while. P is for pictures that remind us to smile.
Phat Cat had something large in his mouth when he returned to the table. A photo in a frame of the family, and this said he was more than able. Mama looked at the photo her furry child had brought from the other room. She smiled and wiped away her tears, and she felt brighter than her gloom.
Q is the quiet I will no longer keep because I am loved and don't need to hide.
She rubbed Phat Cat's ears, and he almost burst with pride. Allie nodded in agreement while Big Mama piped in.
R is for rapt attention as I witness the wisdom within. My beautiful granddaughter, you are wiser than your years. And S is for the furry stinker whose alphabet knowledge deserves cheers. T is for tears that no longer need to be shed.
Yes, Big Mama, and U is for us, ready for what lies ahead.
V is for victory over challenges unforeseen. And W is for watch me. I'll beat this like a machine. X marks the spot where we can find the treasure of wisdom. Y is yes to positive thoughts of optimism.
Z is for the zone of joy we will cultivate when times get tough going. I know you wanted to protect us from your suffering in silence. No more of that, as Allie said, with her intelligence. We are a family, a team, with a big fight to be undertaken. We will be there every step of the way, so don't you be mistaken.
The expression on Big Mama's face was the look she wore looking at old memories, old photos of times gone by, and a box full of her family diaries. Phat Cat sensed she was traveling back in time and nudged the photo album her way.
I swear this sweet boy could read my mind. I was thinking of the juke joint back in the day. How we can often make things more difficult in stressful situations. When coming to Chicago from Louisiana, there are lots of complications. I didn't share my worries with those who were around me, though they couldn't really help. In actuality, I bottled everything up inside and they didn't know why I was upset. Oh, Allie, how I wish I'd had your alphabet. Allie, my dearest grandchild, I have never been more proud. You've shown us a problem shared is better when spoken aloud. You found a way to turn our frowns upside down, and that we have the best cat around. Your positive perspective taught us not to be so afraid. Thanks for that wisdom that sweetened a sour lemonade. Now, who wants gumbo?
Everyone at the table raised their hand, including Phat Cat, whose paw he held high. Big Mama ensured he got his portion with a side of apple pie. Even in difficult situations, when life is not so fun, there was no question about the perfect truth. Phat Cat and his mama always won.